Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to do something seriously powerful. We are taking a dense, challenging list of 25 advanced English words and transforming them into a totally memorable visual journey. Look, we aren't just going to sit here and memorize dictionary definitions. We're going to actually explore the core images and the very soul of these words. By the time we're done today, you're going to have these high-level terms hardwired right into your brain. Let's get started.
Okay, let's dive right into this. To make our learning efficient, we've organized these 25 words into 5 distinct thematic worlds: social systems, psychological strategy, communication friction, chaos and reality, and instability. Grouping information like this actually acts as a mental roadmap. It anchors these words to specific scenarios, which is going to drastically improve your memory retention.
All right, kicking things off with world number 1, social and economic systems. Our words here are legitimacy, remittance, paucity, changeover, and plow. Let's start with legitimacy. It is so important to understand that legitimacy goes way beyond just being legal. I mean, something can be legally permitted by the rules, but completely lack legitimacy. The core idea of legitimacy requires true societal acceptance. It means being widely acknowledged as right and proper by the public, which is absolutely crucial when we talk about governments or political power. And this brilliantly illustrates how these advanced words actually act in the wild. You don't just doubt an election, right? You question the legitimacy of it. When a lack of something is absolutely fatal, like missing data, you'd call it a paucity of evidence. Actually, here's a quirky little memory hint for you. Imagine a completely empty city, a paucity. Well, that city is naturally going to suffer from a paucity or total lack of a budget. And finally, just like a farmer preparing soil for future growth, smart businesses don't just spend money. They plow profits back into research and development. Now let's lock this first group into your memory with a real-world scenario. Picture a developing nation. A new regime finally gains political legitimacy. Because the government is actually trusted now, overseas remittances, which is money sent back home by workers abroad, begin to increase. This sudden influx of cash solves their previous paucity of funds. With the new capital, they initiate a massive changeover to a modernized banking system, which allows them to plow all that new money directly into building city infrastructure. See how seamlessly they all connect? Moving right along to world number 2, psychological strategy. The words we're looking at are distract from, draw into, entice, gimmick, and aspiration. A real standout word in this group is entice. Now, this isn't about forcing someone to do something, it's about dangling an irresistible bait. Interestingly enough, it comes from old French roots meaning to set on fire. You are literally sparking a desire so the person voluntarily moves exactly where you want them. Need a funny way to remember it? Imagine showing a massive stack of Japanese yen to someone at a very nice time to lure them in. Yen, nice. Entice. Just look at how this plays out in the real world. Tech giants offer exceptional perks to entice top talent from around the globe. These highly skilled workers aren't being dragged into the office against their will. They are being irresistibly attracted by phenomenal benefits. The company sparks that desire, and the talent just follows. So let's weave these psychological tactics into a quick corporate thriller. Imagine 2 fierce business competitors. One CEO tries to distract his rival from the harsh truth of their declining sales. He attempts to draw him into a highly risky merger deal using massive financial perks to entice him. At first, the media thought this was all just a cheap marketing gimmick, a flashy trick with zero substance. But ultimately, it revealed the CEO's deep, burning aspiration to ruthlessly conquer the top of the market. All right. On to world number 3, communication friction. We've got verbose, discrepancy, rebuke, incense, and meticulous. Let's see how this builds, especially with a heavy-hitting word like rebuke. Get this. Originally, the word came from the physical act of cutting down tree branches to reduce their force. Crazy, right? Well, today, it's evolved into a strict, formal reprimand. It's so crucial to know that a rebuke is not just casual emotional yelling. It is a top-down, official condemnation coming from a position of real authority. You are verbally cutting someone's power down. And check out how these communication words pair up in everyday use. A discrepancy isn't just a minor typo. When we say financial discrepancies, it means a fatal gap in the data where numbers simply do not align. If a politician lies, a leader might publicly rebuke an official. And to prevent those terrible errors in the first place, you need meticulous planning, which means having absolutely perfect, gapless attention to the tiniest of details. Let's tie that all together. Picture an auditor confronting an employee. The employee offers a highly verbose, overly talkative explanation to try and hide the truth, but it totally fails, highlighting a major financial discrepancy. Because of this fatal gap in the numbers, the boss issues a severe public rebuke. This strict reprimand completely incenses the employee, literally lighting a fire of absolute rage in him. Yet, despite his anger, he has absolutely no choice but to start over and force a return to slow, perfect, meticulous work.
Buckle up for world number 4, chaos and harsh realities. The words are havoc, ambush, wolf down, irradiation, and saturate. The real anchor of this chaotic world is havoc. The core idea here is a previously well-maintained order being instantly shattered into messy destruction. It actually has military origins, used as a literal battle cry to signal pillaging. If you want a clever cross-lingual pun to remember it, think of the Japanese word hamono, which means a blade. Just imagine a dangerous intruder with a hamono causing absolute havoc in a row. If you're writing a high-level essay, the collocation wreak havoc is literally a must-know. The unprecedented heat wave wreaked havoc on the agricultural sector, destroying a majority of the crops. It doesn't just casually damage things, it brings relentless, systematic destruction that totally blows order to pieces. Let's see how these intense words apply perfectly to modern crisis management. Imagine a massive IT crisis. A midnight cyber attack wreaks havoc on a global banking system. To the IT team, it feels like a sudden enemy ambush from the shadows. The engineers are so stressed, they don't even take a break. They just wolf down their food like starving animals while typing frantically. They deploy irradiation like deep scans, blasting energy through the servers until they completely saturate the system logs with tracking software to finally pinpoint the bug. And finally, world number 5, shifting states and instability. We're diving into pallid, spring up, fallible, hinder, and hunker down. Let's clarify a really vital distinction here. Hinder absolutely does not mean hitting a brick wall and stopping completely. If you look at the core image, to hinder means to act as a heavy burden dragging from behind, significantly slowing your progress down. Want a funny mental picture? Imagine doing so many intense Hindu squats at the gym that the extreme soreness severely hinders your ability to walk the next day. You're still moving, but man, it's a real struggle. Now, what's really interesting is how language evolves over time. Take the phrase hunker down. Originally, that literally meant to crouch low and hide from a physical storm. But now, it's powerfully used in academic and business settings to mean buckling down, blocking out the noise, and focusing intensely on your work. We also see collocations like a pallid complexion, meaning pale and totally drained of life, and highly fallible human memory, which is a great reminder that humans are fundamentally prone to making mistakes. Let's wrap up this vocabulary journey with one final story about resilience. Over in a tech startup, exhausted, pallid developers are working through the night, completely drained of all color. Out of nowhere, new system errors suddenly spring up like weeds. It's a harsh reminder, proving that human beings are inherently fallible and prone to error. These relentless mistakes significantly hinder their progress, acting as a massive weight dragging them backward. But they don't quit. They hunker down, narrow their focus, and aggressively code until dawn. Wow, we've covered some incredible ground today across these 5 different worlds of vocabulary. Now it's time to turn your passive watching into active recall. Here is today's challenge. What traits are essential for leadership in times of sudden economic crisis? I want you to jump into the comments right now and write a 1 or 2 sentence answer using at least 2 of the advanced words we learned today. Show me your new vocabulary in action. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep exploring, and I'll see you in the comments.